Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing good. This is the health status report for Mango Mussolini. The one who has the audacity to bring Mr. Bonesaw, Mohammed bin Salman, into the White House and try to make some deals with him. Well, oh well. Meanwhile, the Epstein Transparency Act has passed. So let me focus in. How's his health? Right there. Well, there's that throat issue again. So, well, Seven of Pentacles as the forces in motion for the entire day, coming through reversed, is his neck problems, his obsessive compulsive disorders, his eating disorders. He eats whatever he wants. And I think he might even have a little case of TMJ, you know, grinding his teeth at night because he's just so pissed off all the time. And then again, where's Melania? Okay, that's his big challenge. He's pissed because she's not around. Or if she's around, she's just not having, you know. Well, he has to pay. It's a pay to play. That's what happens when you have a trophy wife. And you know, it's like if the dude never said a word and just walked around, let's say he was unable to speak for any reason, and all he did was just walk around, even if he was blind, well, yeah, that probably wouldn't fit in this scenario I'm thinking of. Like, you can just judge a person by the fact that he's pushing 80 and she's only 55. He's got a friggin' trophy wife. It's disgusting. And that's all her purpose is there, for him to look better, because without her, he's less. And so this is feeding into his, his whole psychological constitution that is not doing so well. So, okay. So we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Death card, both upright. Yeah, he ain't getting any. I don't think that he even could anyway. So, okay. A lot of uprights though. So he's doing a little better, but there are big physical changes that he doesn't have any control over, and it's that little tiny, remember Stormy Daniels, when she was on Jimmy Kimmel and she was showing they brought out some kind of like a board with all the different sizes of mushrooms, and she picked, I think, just about the smallest one. So there's that. Anyway, in the morning, we have, with the Eight of Pentacles, when it comes to health, so all the meetings are just going to be health, and I'll do a separate reading on the rest of his, what's going on. So, anyway, he tests my patience, I'll tell you. When it comes to health, this is one of my diverticulitis cards. And but in relationship with Melania, here's the needing external validation, and that makes him mentally ill, right? But yeah, diverticulitis, ulcers, IBS, maybe some, because of the eating disorders, he goes back and forth between constipation and diarrhea. The Death card being ruled by Scorpio, and oh gee, it's the new moon conjunct Mercury, there's we have 4 planets in Scorpio opposing Uranus. So there's, that Taurus, Scorpio, and her sun is in Scorpio, Taurus. She has 3 or 4 planets in Taurus. So I see her in the future probably having a reversal of fortune maybe in her favor, and maybe her running away. But meanwhile, we have the Scorpio new moon, and it's bigger than just a new moon, which is the sun conjunct moon, the moon tied in with the sun. Mercury's right there on one side, and then Venus is on the other. And Uranus is over here, and there's this grand water trine. Well, if you're one of my members, just make sure that you have your notifications set, because I did a long reading for you guys. I think about 40 minutes on that. That's uploading right now, actually. So if you have your notifications on, you'll get it. And if you're not a member, it's only $5 a month to get daily tarot and astrology. So there's that. It's there for you. I also have a $10 level that just helps me out a little bit more. And then I have, I think, about 160 videos of lessons in there at the 3rd tier if you're interested in learning tarot, Lenormand, Kipper, and astrology, as well as like some along with some spiritual, there's a few spiritual and a lot of soul emotional healing videos in there too. So, but anyway, back to this guy. He's in this position of when it comes to health and the death card, it's the mushroom field. It's everything below the what, and below the belt, I guess I could just say. So bladder, colon, prostate, the whole 9 yards. And it's a person's control issues. It's his survival issues. It sometimes this card brings in bites of some type, maybe ticks or bugs or dogs or whatever. I don't think he lets any animals around him. But it's also another diverticulitis card. And that combined with this 7 of Pentacles reverse tells me we may not see it at all, but he's in pain. He's in pain. And he's again looking out at like what's the news saying, what's going on, and the pages I like to look at as people in his realm that are helping him, and so it could be male or female in the area of an Aries, Leo, or Sag, any fire sign person. So there aren't that many that are younger, actually at all. Well, you know what? Boys, Christy Gnome's about 50. I would put her more in the Queen of Wands, but she's very immature. She cares all about what she looks like. So it could be something with Christy Gnome helping her or helping him. It could also be J.D. Vance, because he's a Leo, and isn't he like just barely 40, or I don't know, 45, something like that. So, but he's right there waiting for when the big day comes. And I do read directionally, and if this is J.D. Vance, and I do think it is, he's looking forward to when he can put his shit out in the world. God, I don't think it's going to last long, but So, but if we focus on Trump and his health, this is one of my stroke cards. Mini strokes, transient ischemic attacks. It's also a card with because it's ruled by the sun in Aries, so it has to do with problems with his eyes, and his vision might not be so good, and again, losing hair, because it's a card of inflammation. But yeah, so there's all that. Where's my hair? And then with the Nine of Wands, now this card doesn't really have, the health problems with that is only when it's reversed, it's extreme paranoia. I think he's feeling a little better today, and I think the only thing he really knows is that he's not doing well with his health. And so, but he also doesn't care. He's doubling down. He doesn't care, And he's calling people names. He's getting really pissed off all the time. Like he called someone in the press pool Piggy, called her Piggy, just because she asked about the Epps files, So, but I think he's feeling a little defensive and a little paranoid. I think we have. Well, I don't remember. I think we've had this card a couple of times this week already. So, anywho, he's just stubborn. He's just really stubborn. And then down here with the Temperance card is a little more balanced out with his fluid levels today. So he's, for some reason or another, he's doing a little better. But the Three of Pentacles is definitely hardening of the arteries card, and maybe he got over. He had the throat thing or something yesterday, right? He said he was yelling at people because they're stupid. Yeah, dude. Yeah, sure. So, but maybe he's gotten something that balances out a little bit, because these aren't reversed, so it's not a terrible day. Except for when you get over here with the Knight of Pentacles again. So here we have, when it comes to the diverticulitis cards, we have all three: Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and the Death card. So he's really having trouble in the colon digestion area, and again, and he's pissed. He's pissed all the time. He's like, about to blow a head gasket any minute. And then with the Five of Pentacles reversed, this is a card for laryngitis and a head cold, and sometimes unhealthy weight loss. Too much mental energy, stress, mind fog, because he's so unstable. This is his unstable physical body. So, anyway, that's it. That's all I have today for this one. I'll be back for to see what's going on besides his health. Okay, bye. Have a good day.